Hey guys, welcome back to another podcast with KEDICHO.
The podcast where we dive deep into the dichos that we grew up hearing from our parents and grandparents.
Today, in episode 10, we will be diving into the dicho, En Casa de Herrero, Cuchillo De Palo.
So in this episode, you can expect us to dive deep into the dicho, give quick descriptions of what it means in different situations where you can apply the dicho, and we're gonna have a moment where we tell life experiences or where we can apply this to our own lives.
And read some comments, because we've been getting a few comments.
Oh yes, definitely.
Woo
For
woo.
all of our listeners, we're gonna
shout out to my mom. She doesn't listen to it.
Let's get into the dicho now. En Casa de Herrero, Cuchillo
De Palo.
De Palo, aka made of wood.
All right, so let's just start off by translating what this is to English, like the literal meaning.
So in house of a blacksmith, he has wooden knives.
That's exactly what I was thinking too. In a house of a blacksmith, he has wooden knives, right? Different words.
It works. It's very straightforward. It's one of those dichos that I guess you have to understand the context.
Oh, let me tell you,
of it, right?
Because when you said it, you had to explain it over and over again. I didn't get what it was saying, mainly because I didn't know what herrero meant. I have never heard of that word.
It's one of those no sabo words that you wouldn't know.
Yeah, that's a hard one for me.
It's like, how do you call in a blacksmith in Spanish?
Herrero?
Yeah, un herrero. Uh-huh. Yeah. It has a double R on it, so you have to triple R, but it has a syllable where it has those R.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that what was I saying? I don't know what I'm saying.
I had to say it a few times for you to even understand how the sentence is formed.
Yeah, I didn't know what herrero was or what it meant to be like a cuchillo de palo. I mean, I know what cuchillo de palo is, okay? I'm just saying I'm not that no sabo. But I'm just saying I couldn't make I had no context. I didn't know what this sentence even was. So this is a hard one for me when I first heard it.
Right, yeah. If you first hear it, it takes you a while to break down the sentence because it's like when you're learning grammar, they taught you how to break down the sentence and what's yeah. So this is one of those sentences.
Yeah, this is one that I needed the context. If not, I wouldn't know what it was, just like when I read it. And I feel sorry, this is tangent, but I feel like that's how you felt when you came to the US and started to do like reading and writing. It was so hard. If you were stuck on one word, you'd be like, I can't figure this out. I don't know what it's saying.
Yeah.
Just because it's one word that you don't know.
Yes, definitely.
That's how I felt right now.
You had to know what it was even talking about to know
how to answer the question.
Exactly. So learning English was a lot of breaking that down.
Exactly. So right now, having to answer what this dicho means, I needed to know what that word even meant. And I didn't. So it was hard.
So the first thing you heard, you were like, okay, I'm gonna look up what herrero is. Oh, okay. Yeah. Now I know. So
I was like, what?
Knowing what an herrero is, which is pretty much a blacksmith or someone who works with metal or iron, creates items with metal. And so that gives you the clue of en casa de herrero, aka person who works with metalworks. In his house, he has a wooden knife.
Now, is a wooden knife practical? I don't think anybody except for like my 12-year-old cousin would own a wooden knife. I don't have a 12-year-old cousin. I don't know where that came out of.
No, so the thing is, does wood work for cutting?
To an extent, but it's not very practical.
Answer is no. Have you tried to cut something with a wood?
I'm thinking like the Montessori or like the toys. I'm thinking about like childhood, but let's be for real. No, it does not work.
Yeah, okay.
I see straight up it doesn't work.
Right.
So it's impractical. There's no purpose for a wooden knife because it doesn't do its own job. Right?
Correct. Yeah. I'm with you on that one.
So it's kind of ironic. This dicho is talking about the irony of that situation of the blacksmith not having his own metal knives or kitchenware.
Right. So then the question begs, why? Or what is he doing that he does not have?
Well, a blacksmith is a skill, right? It's something that you have to be good at. You have to know what you're doing. It's a craft. And the fact that you're able to do that, you make a living, right? And
right. You're in service to other individuals.
Yes, you're offering your services to other people. And so obviously you're helping these people. Oh, I want this, I want that. Make it for me. Cool. And he gets paid for it. But then you go, the other side is at his house, you would have never thought. Who would have known?
Or in his home type of thing.
Or
like
in his
home,
It's the same thing, Alejandro.
Is it?
Yes.
Is a house a home, or can home be somewhere where there is no house?
Okay, that is something that's so off topic, but I'm using it in that context.
Okay.
House, home, casa. Okay, sorry, you're getting me. I forgot what I was saying. No, don't interrupt me. Hold on. The blacksmith has a skill, and he offers his expertise for us as a service to others, and they come to him. He does it for them, and then they pay him for it. And no one would guess that this person who's really good at his craft and his skill at his own house, he lacks what he offers to others.
Yeah.
That's what it's saying. That's why it's such an ironic thing to say.
Yeah, it's a dicho that you would say to someone to make apparent that the person in question, like, look at this person. He's good at what he does, but does he take that to his house?
Does he apply that to his personal life when he needs it? Because like you said, like we mentioned, a wooden knife does not work.
It does not serve the purpose.
It does not serve its purpose, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you would assume he would need something to cut. And you would think that maybe since he's a blacksmith, he could just make his own. I'm sure he makes some for other people all the time.
I guess the thing is, like, people from an outside perspective would be seeing into this blacksmith and say, it would be so easy for him to make himself some metal knives.
Anything he needs.
Sharp knives.
Beautiful.
Well made, because he's the best. He does it for other people. But for his own purpose, he does not provide that even for himself.
The message here is basically saying how ironic that somebody is giving, but they don't give to themselves when they need it. That is very ironic. You don't use it to your own advantage. You don't put yourself first. How would you say that? Like, if you could, what would the message be in your words?
The way, when I heard this dicho, the first thing that came to my mind was, okay, so this is a person that does not take his work to home. He does not provide that service in his house, which is lacking in his home, which in a home, it could be you're only living by yourself and it's just you, right? But there's things that you need in your house. There are certain things that if you don't have them, then you're going to struggle. Now, if you have family, you also would make them struggle. So
how so? Are you going into like a different perspective?
A little bit, yes. Like when I first heard it, that's where I went. It's like, so this person is not really providing something that's essential
to them as a person for their own well-being.
For them and for their family.
Like their children and wife and kids.
Well, I'm thinking straight on, like, well, the wife got to use knives. He's going to use a wooden knife and she's struggling because he is not providing that essential focus in the family.
Yeah.
So there is like this lack that he's not bringing home, but he does provide it for everybody else that is not their family. He is there in service.
That reminds, something like that is kind of like somebody who's very loving to his mom, or very caring, very endearing. Okay. And then when it comes to his marriage or his relationship or his children, he doesn't show that love.
Right.
Where it should matter more.
Because it's his. He's building that. That's
his family he's trying to build.
Kids.
Yeah.
He's passing on that love or not, thus creating.
That is, yeah. So that's where you would say, en Casa De Herrero, Cuchillo De Palo. Like,
and I think that would be an example where someone from the outside perspective would be like, look at this person.
Look at this mama's boy.
But
putting his mom first before his
where
own
it
wife.
Matters, home, he is not providing that.
My goodness.
Herramienta, which at the end of the day, the cuchillo is una herramienta. And if you are someone good to do that herramienta for someone else, or that tool for someone else, but you are not even able to create one for your own home, for your own self, then you're not using it properly. You're using something that lacks.
You're not taking advantage of what you're able to provide. So basically, the message of this dicho, en Casa de Herrero, Cuchillo de Palo, it just means like attend to your needs. Attend to your needs first, or in general, just attend to your needs. Like if you're over here giving a helping hand to somebody in need, but you're not helping yourself, that doesn't mean that it's bad, but like you're not doing yourself any favors. You're doing yourself a disservice. Yes.
One word you have to account in this.
What?
And it's do not neglect.
Neglect, yes.
Yourself in your home and your priorities. Do not neglect.
Home may be your body, your spirit, your mind,
your goals.
Your goals, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Your family.
Your future. So, yes, it's very important to be of service. Mm-hmm. But like I said, key on do not neglect your inner work, your inner self.
That's how we're viewing it, right? That's the avenue that we're taking, because other people might take it a different way.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But I mean, that's the point. That's why we're doing this.
Yeah, because then we went that way, but now let's come a little bit back, and so let's try to see like where people normally use this dicho. A quick one I can think is like the example that is very obvious is like, oh mira, este jardinero va a casas, arregla flores en los jardines, hace
very
lawn care
professional.
Yeah. Pero vas a su casa.
Pero imagínate, a lo mejor él tiene una casa bien bonita o su yarda. No importa qué tan grande la casa sea, pero yo sé que su yarda está bien kept, bien limpia, las flores.
Pero las expectativas no estaban ahí. Y ves su casa, y ves su yarda, y ves sus flores. Or the absence of
the lack of
flowers. And
it's
then
kind
you're like,
of ironic.
And you're, yeah, it's kind of like,
it's funny.
It's funny that, look at this. He's very well respected in the gardening world, but in his house, it's like you wouldn't even know he was one.
Yeah.
Ooh, that touches on something. It's like you wouldn't even know he was a jardinero.
So he doesn't really. It's kind of like he's putting up a front.
Yes.
Como que, mira, this is all I can offer for the world, but I don't offer it to myself.
Right. So it's not a complete circle in my perspective. It's like, yes, the hard work of building the perspective for others, like
meeting their expectations when it comes to their needs. Dang.
But then you lacked over here, as in like to complete the circle, you have to
take care
also
of your
live
needs.
it.
Yeah.
Right? Living in your own home.
We're not saying that he has to have a top tier garden, but at least you would expect him to have that, live that lifestyle himself.
Right. Why not beautify his garden if he has the ability? Because the thing is like, it's not like he can't.
Yeah.
It's not like he doesn't have the ability. No, he does have the ability. He has the capability, the time, and the materials,
the skills, the knowledge.
Right? What lacks is either motivation or interest in creating that for him.
He doesn't think he needs it, which in reality, you don't really need a good garden. Like, that doesn't matter. But in the example of the expectation that you, the picture that you paint,
why not beautify your home? And now that I'm bringing that up, there is this individual I listen to a lot. His name is Jordan Peterson. And in his second book, he touches in that idea that you should have a spot where you're working on it and you're making beautiful for yourself. So it's, from his perspective, it's very important. It's one of the rules for life. It's the other part of like, once you've done the 12 rules of life, then there's another 12 rules that he wrote. This is like beyond 12 rules, and that's the title of the book, I think. But and that's like work. The first book is all about working on yourself, going from chaos to a workable space where you're able to do things. And then the second book is where ya que llegaste a un lugar donde puedes respirar y ver claramente, see clearly.
Yeah, clarity.
Then there's the becoming a master, creating, beautifying, improving. What else can you offer in the world?
Okay.
And that requires a lot of work, more than the beginning part. And the people rarely do the 12 rules at the beginning, or the 12 advices that he has in his book.
It's hard.
Because it's hard, to get a hold of yourself, of your life.
Yeah. You have to take control of the things that you have lost control of in your life.
And then to the other, once you have control of it, now you have to
create something more beautiful.
That is a step that it's a goal. It's a goal to reach to the spot where you can create something beautiful, create that room, create that beautiful garden for that gardener. Like, but before that, there's things holding him back from taking his work home. There's inner battles. There's inner
because like
chaos.
You would be like, oh, what's holding him back from making his garden presentable?
Right.
He has all the tools. Maybe he doesn't have time, but besides that,
that's the question.
We don't know.
We don't know if the person has the time or not, because one of the things that could be happening is that he is prioritizing other stuff, like a lot of leisure, a lot of bad habits, a lot of things.
Besides juggling his business, his successful business.
Right.
He has this under control.
Okay, yeah.
He's like, I'm putting a lot of time into my business. I'm making sure that it's successful. It has good reviews. It has happy clients. And then with his own life, like his personal, what is he really doing with that time?
Right.
Why doesn't he want to take care of himself?
Why is he only using wooden knives?
Okay, so you guys, here's a real life example from, I think, both of us, because we both play a role in this.
Yeah.
This dicho is very relevant to us. And when I heard it and I finally understood it, I was like, you know what? This is speaking to us. Okay, so here is out.
And I think there's a level of degree where it touches a lot of people or can relate or can see where they're lacking.
So this is where I would say this example plays in our life.
Mm-hmm.
In case you guys don't know, we have a small business called Limited Stamp Studio. And in that small business, we do
custom designing, and we print onto garments. We print large format
like signs,
card decals. We do embroidery. So there is the designing part,
which is over here,
and then there is
the
production side,
and then we both go and install and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So the way that this dicho plays into us is, okay, you hear us, right? We have a small business, we have all the contacts, we have all the supplies. If
we provide the service to others. We
provide the service to others. We make sure if something doesn't turn out right, we try to fix it for them. We present ourselves as just like, you know, this is what we have to offer. But la cosa, el detalle es que, so the thing is that we live out in the middle of nowhere, right? We don't live in a neighborhood. We live on a piece of land, and that piece of land requires an address for people who have deliveries, pizza, Amazon, whatever, you know? So we don't have a number on our address. So anybody just passing by wouldn't know what number we are when it comes to, you know, looking up an address. And the easy answer would just be to make our sign and have it there. Like, aquí dice el address or the number of our house. We made a sign out of tape and we left it half done for a long time. You know.
Right, but it's a sign.
It's made out of tape, Alejandro. That's the irony.
Right, that we have all this ability to make a sign.
To design it, even if it's just like type it out and print it and put it on the sign. But we decided to put it with tape and just leave it there.
Well, I decided to make something because we didn't have anything. So I just grabbed blue tape and I did a 5, other number. So I made it happen, I guess. But the thing is, like, we make signs, we make decals.
That's the literal irony of it.
And then we didn't do it. We haven't done it.
In fact, I don't know who it was, but they ran it over.
Oh, yeah.
And they just left it there. And we were like, man.
Right.
Why do you say that? Right.
I don't know. It's a...
But B a part of your list?
Right. No, it's just a lazy way of saying right. I don't say bright.
I
say right.
No, you don't. You say bright.
Right.
You say bright.
Right.
You say bright.
Right.
Right.
Bright.
Yeah, that's how you say it.
I don't know. I'm trying to see how I say it. Uh-huh. Anyway. So yeah, I guess what you were saying, yes, it kind of does hit home a little bit.
It hit me. That's the first thing that I thought, like, in my life example. I'm just like...
Where I thought you were going was that
we don't advertise.
That we don't have like professionally made shirts for ourselves.
Oh!
We don't have a car wrapped or a car decal on our car. We do have business cards, but we don't take them with us.
I know. Anytime anybody asks, you have business card? Y no me los traje.
Yeah. Like, we offer all this stuff for other people, but for us,
we don't take that advantage.
We kind of lack on that.
Yeah. You actually hit me worse on that one.
Yeah. I thought that's where you were going. But the sign that we made, because that was a quick fix.
Well, no, para mí, porque ¿para qué lo hacemos de tape? First of all, ew. I know it really did help. I'm not saying that it was dumb, because you know it helped.
Right.
For the time that it... Right.
I don't know. It's just like my lips are too heavy. I don't know. I don't know.
¿Estás trompudo o quieres beso? Bright.
Bright. Let me see your mouth.
Right. No, it's like almost like you kind of go like an O. You don't keep your lips just bright.
Right.
Because
it's not right.
No.
Right. No, that's right.
That is right.
Oh, okay. I was thinking, it flipped in my head. Like, I was thinking writing, like, right.
Oh, you can say it like that, but it's
right.
No W. Anyways, that's,
thank you for some grammar
speech therapy with Alejandro.
Therapy. Yay, we're improving. Hopefully, I am expressing myself better, and I'm working on my speech
pronunciation. But okay, so we're roasting ourselves.
We have the ability, but we neglect the part of like we need to provide this for ourselves. And
Yeah, that's funny. I didn't see that one.
and it's very easy for us because we do it all the time. For someone else, work comes in. We're like, yeah, we do this, we do that, we do all that stuff. Which ones do you want? This? Okay. We make the product for them. We give it to them, and then done deal.
Dude, that's really hitting me hard.
But then for us, we never been like,
we
okay,
don't have
this
like professionally made uniforms.
like let's view it as like it's an order. It came in. We have to order this.
Dang.
Something that we can show
That's
up
redonkulous.
to a place and be recognized as in like, oh yeah, I work for a company type of thing.
Yeah, except we do have some really old ones, but they're old now. They're like 7 years old.
You made them when you didn't make them.
I didn't even make them.
You made them with someone else.
It was, and I didn't even design them.
Exactly, right?
That's cray.
And that's the only way that you did it?
That's the only way.
When we have the ability, we don't make them, but...
Okay,
all right.
Pues en Casa De Herrero, Cuchillo De Palo. Fíjate.
I know. So then the challenge is, once you've acknowledged the thing,
what are you going to do about it?
Exactly. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it?
What are you going to do about it? Mm-hmm.
And what are you going to do about it?
Well, it looks like we have to make some uniforms and fix that sign.
So I think it's fair to, since we gotta walk the walk. It's not just about talking the talk.
Yeah.
We need to walk the walk.
I love that song.
We gotta walk it like we talk it.
Yeah,
Alondra.
porque mira, nosotros aquí
puro
así,
dando consejos, advice, dichos. Guys, this is what this dicho says.
Oh, no, de veras. Speaking of, so last week's dicho, which was...
No le tengas miedo al chile aunque lo veas colorado.
Yeah. So remember how I went into depth about the fact that I would drive on the freeway, pero luego ya desde COVID y desde que me casé, I don't really drive anymore.
All right, yeah.
Guess what I did today?
Ooh, girl. What you did?
I was forced to go. No, kind of. I drove on the freeway and I went all the way to Irving and Grapevine to do some orders. Yay!
Awesome. Yay. I forgot which one it was.
Oh. Thank you.
Yay.
Thank you. So as you can see, this just talking with each other is actually doing something in my brain that's kind of like, you know what? You do realize that you don't drive anymore.
Right.
That's not something that I'm proud to say.
Yeah.
So I did it. I didn't do it easily. Like the opportunity was given and I was like, okay, I know how to drive. It's just the feeling that I'm going to get when I'm driving.
Okay.
That I'm scared of.
So the before, like, oh my God, I got to go all the way over there. And then you get like this, is it warm or is it like hard?
Well, because I only picture all the traffic and all the cars and all the lanes. That's what I picture.
Okay.
And I don't like to think about that. But when I'm in the moment, I'm fine.
Okay.
That's weird. The point is, I went to go pick up orders today and it took me like 2 hours, but
like hour and a half.
I did it, you know? And because of this podcast is why I did it. I'm proud of me.
Right. So the podcast is helping us.
Yeah.
When we had the intention
to help others.
To help y'all and to offer a service for y'all and bring these topics up so that you can get a benefit from it. But funny, it's also benefiting us.
Yeah.
And that is such something that I did not quantify when we were creating this idea of this podcast, that the things that we're going to be talking about would not only be to create value for y'all, others. Also helping us analyze.
Since we're thinking about our own lives.
We're researching about it. We're thinking about it. We're breaking down the advices that these dichos have, that
and we're applying it to ourselves.
These dichos are so rich in knowledge that just by studying them and breaking them down, it's like letting that knowledge be applied on our lives as well.
So yeah, you guys, I drove for the first time and I did it.
So yeah, you can say that this KEDICHO podcast has helped you personally.
It's a testament. I'm gonna write my testament review.
It's a testament. Oh my goodness. And as we can see from the comments that we've gotten,
there's been a few
other
comments.
Listeners have said that thank you for this podcast because it helped me be more of a morning person, for example. It will help those individuals that are in that journey to be a morning person.
Which is something that you've been applying to your life as well.
Something that I've been applying on myself. And I want to show y'all this thing. this is my jug of water. But in my jug of water, I put a whole year calendar here. And like each day in the calendar, I'm going to mark off the days that I don't wake up early. And then I'm going to mark up the days that do wake up at 5 a.m.
So you can see like at the end of the month, right there in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
Or the whole year.
The whole year. The whole year since
you want more
June,
green check
pretty
marks
much.
than
Yeah, I'm going to see if I did do what I said I was going to do, which is wake up at 5 a.m. every day. And the days that I don't, I just mark up a red mark. And the challenge is like, if I slack up too much, I'm going to start seeing too much red. And I'm going to be like, And that came from the talking about the dicho, el que madruga Dios lo ayuda.
Yeah.
And as well as the other ones. Forgot which other ones.
We've had too many.
It's already not. Guys, we just crossed our 2-digit episode.
Number
finally.
10.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo.
Thank you for everybody who's watching the KEDICHO Podcast.
Thank you guys. We appreciate every like, share, view, comment, subscription, and review, because you can review our Spotify podcast.
Definitely.
So give us a review, or like rate us 5 stars or whatever stars you think.
Yeah, definitely, guys. We appreciate y'all, and we're also so happy to be here doing episode 10 with y'all. We're planning on doing 10x's and 100x's of episodes, so this is just a start. Let's see where it takes us, guys. This is your time also to leave a comment down below, like, share, subscribe, and all that stuff.
We'll appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Yes. All right, coming back to the dicho, Alondra.
All right, you want to go deep?
En Casa De Herrero, Cuchillo De Palo. So this is the time that we're going to start going deep, Alondra?
Yeah.
We're going to go, where
let's
is
see
it?
What we're not seeing. The message, first of all, is attend to your needs. Don't neglect your needs.
What are your needs?
$500.
Then.
Okay. Rude.
Got it.
Have you heard of the example of when people say you're pouring from an empty cup?
Oh, yeah.
You can't pour from an empty cup. You've heard of that?
I've heard it. It's a saying, too.
It's a saying, right? It's kind of like implying that you can't love somebody if you don't love yourself first. How are you going to be in a relationship with somebody when you don't even know how to love yourself?
Mm-hmm.
That's something that we could view this as.
You think it applies to this? Because, okay, so...
It literally
the dicho
could.
that you brought up is you can't pour out of an empty cup. So how do you fill that cup?
By self-love.
By attending and not neglecting
yourself,
your home, like the Herrero kind of does with his knives. And that's very interesting. Those needs that you need to be paying attention to.
Do you have any needs that you're not attending to? You, Alejandro, Luviano, Reyes, Lopez.
Well, you're going to put it on me like that, Alon?
214 Start doing your social security.
That was a phone number.
I know. I'm not going to do like, social security.
Do I have something that I'm neglecting, you said?
Yeah. Something that you don't think you've attended to.
Gosh.
I know we already said like our business stuff, but for you, Alejandro.
I have said in other episodes that I'm a big book reader, or that I've read books. Where I've neglected or not really attended has been that I haven't really been giving myself the time to read more books, or read books that I've gotten for myself that I need to read. Because
you enjoy reading, don't you?
I enjoy.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
A lot of the perspective or the knowledge or the ideas that I have come from great books that I've read.
True. Just because you didn't experience it firsthand doesn't mean you're not going to learn that lesson when you read it, right? Yeah. That's why they're so valuable.
Oh, yeah. Books are very, very good friends.
Mm-hmm.
They're nothing but good advice.
Unless it's like a hot romantic
book.
Won't. A steamy one.
A steamy one? Like which one, Alo?
I don't own any. I'm going to write my own.
Ooh.
No.
Y Alejandro sale del closet.
¿Closet?
No mames. That's not what I meant.
What are you trying to say, Alejandro?
Y Alejandro sale del baño todo mojado and steamy.
Mojado de miados.
No.
Sorry.
We'll cut all that stuff up because I'm not.
The closet one? Yeah. Leave the closet one.
No.
Anyway, so you're saying that you feel like you have been neglecting.
I just have not been giving that to myself. Like I haven't
like
not
you deserve
given me
that
self-care. Yeah, because it's
I know how to do it.
I enjoy doing it, and then I get a lot in return. But it's funny how I don't give myself like 30 minutes to get that knowledge in.
You're like that landscaper.
Yeah.
Or like El Herrero.
Uh-huh.
Or like Unlimited Studios owners.
Right. And that's something I can say that I have not, at least in the last 6 months. That's a lot already. since the year started. I'm not blaming KEDICHO, or I'm not blaming the projects that I have, because we all have projects. We all have 24 hours. But what's 10 minutes a day to read something?
Of
reading
course.
them, right?
Yeah. I have some too that I moved to the my computer space.
To make it easier.
Yeah, because I'm
read,
like, these are the top ones that I'm interested in reading.
But not even those you touch.
Creo que el gato se sube más a verlos que yo.
Right.
No, for real.
So yeah, that's actually something that you made me realize right now by asking me. Get a lid.
Pobrecito.
And it's not hard. I bet that there's some listeners right now that y'all are probably like, you know what? That's right. I have not been reading, and it's just fun. And you're not giving that to yourself, something that you enjoy. Instead,
what are you doing
Netflix,
with your time?
Anime, TikTok, social media. Your wife.
Your wife.
Your wife.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's other things that I distract myself with, that there are certain things that I'm not given the chance to do. Or what's the thing? I'm not attending on myself. I'm not working on my home. I'm not working on myself.
You're not prioritizing your needs.
Right, there's certain, and I feel like I need to. I want to
You
read.
are prioritizing your needs in other ways, but you're covering up for what really makes you happy.
Right.
You're watching anime. You want to do it. It's kind of like a relaxation thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes you feel good. But you're neglecting something that would help you more.
Exactly. Yeah. And now that we're in the topic, because it's not only reading that I'm neglecting.
A ver, cuéntame.
There's also,
problemas.
I like to do art, or I got to a point where like I enjoy creating art. So last year I had the inspiration to start doing art. And then I got this very unique idea.
This is just one of the ones that he has.
Yeah.
He has two made.
That's how
inspired he was.
I was so inspired that I said, I'm going to make a series of 12 of these. I've only done 2.
Yeah.
So this is the second one that I did. The idea was that I kind of thought about something to paint, and I wanted to do something colorful. I chose rainforest frogs, or forest frogs. I think that's what they're called. I always thought that they were so beautiful. They were so colorful. They're
very
cute,
vibrant
or whatever.
Shiny texture.
Right. More colorful they are, the more poisonous they are. But
fun.
That's just
so
I
your
decided
motif was frogs.
I wanted to do rainforest frogs, and I wanted to do them doing different things, like
different scenes.
in this different scenes, things that you would not think of them.
So
in this one I chose them to do. They're doing like a little battle, like battling with like Aztec weapons, and that was the idea. And I was gonna continue doing more. Like I was gonna make some in medieval time. I was gonna make some in like World War I, just in different scenarios and stuff.
Such a boy thing. I would not do something like that.
So I got really inspired on that, and like since this one I have not picked it back up. And then the last time I worked on this one was
like last summer.
Yeah, like a lot.
Before the wedding.
Like it's already been like almost a year.
Yeah,
almost a year that I haven't.
This is what you would do for your free time for like those 2-3 months that you were painting.
Yeah.
Because I remember I would go do my wedding dress, and you were over there painting in la sala.
Oh yeah. That's where like I was like, oh,
but
Alondra,
the thing is that
this year I'm gonna do something for myself, I guess.
How cute. Yeah, but I get it, because now we're so much more busy. The priorities have changed, and so I get that you want to continue, but like you would take the whole day. You're not here.
Oh
at
no,
all.
You are in a zone, in a very relaxed zone that like you're doing your
Crossing
work.
your eyes.
Am I? I don't know. I'm in the zone, and it's like so peaceful, right? And that's something for creative. If you've done that,
like if you've seen the movie Soul, remember Soul from Pixar? Remember when he's playing the piano and he's like lifting into nothingness? And he's in the zone, in the creative zone. That's literally what it feels like.
Yeah. And then 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, no se sienten. And so that's something else that I'm neglected, that I've not put effort onto it, right? So it's reading, creating art. Yeah. Like I do acrylic art.
Are we really gonna call ourselves out like this? Because I'm leaving.
Ahorita sigues tú, Alondrita.
Mira, ¿sabes qué? Me está llamando mi mamá. Ya me tengo que ir a mi
tenemos
casa.
Tenemos que usar los dichos y tenemos que ser un ejemplo.
Ok. better.
No.
I've already called myself out too many times.
Imagine. That's already too many that you need to be working on. So yeah, I think the other one would be to work out, like my fitness.
Man, I'm leaving.
Oh gosh. Yeah. Because
no. I'm that meme, the Bugs Bunny. No.
No.
It's like no.
So yeah, that's another thing I've been neglecting. I mean,
Zang it.
I could talk all I want about how you need to be doing all the stuff, self-work, but can you walk the walk? Can you actually show up?
Can you actually call yourself out and be like, you know what? This is what you got to work on? Because I can't.
Right. So for me, it's those three things right now. It's reading more, doing art, and working out.
I am rooting for you.
Thank you.
Because I know how busy you are now. I know how hard it will be to squeeze that in.
Right. And this is kind of part of like on the last episode, I said that one of my fears is to reach my be in my deathbed.
Be in your deathbed.
In my deathbed.
Deathbed.
My deathbed. And not realize like a lot of my dreams and goals, right? So I know the things that I want to achieve. So now the thing is like the daily things of how I organize my day to give a little bit time on all of them, or break down my week where like today or this next 2 days I'm gonna do this, the other day I'm gonna do some reading. That way way
you can still hit those hobbies, but you're not spending the whole day just reading.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
like,
because
or
you have
every day,
other priorities.
Like every day I have to give my hour of reading.
Like you don't know.
Right? That'd be crazy.
That'd be good.
It's
Some people
good.
can do that.
Yeah.
It just depends on their
right?
schedule. And I think right now where we are in our lives, we don't have that time to just be like, I'm going to spend 3 hours just painting in the evening. Like we don't really have that time right now, which I think is a good thing because it's something that we've been wanting so bad to be like I've been praying to God that que nos dé trabajo, gracias a Dios que estamos así de slumped, you know.
But then it comes down to like how you organize your day, which then it comes to like, are you creating the tools that you need to organize your day, your weeks, your months, your year, right? Do you have those in set? Do you have a workout schedule? Do you have a workout planner?
Though, like everything that you say, like I have, like as if you were talking to me in these questions. Yeah. I'm going to answer you. All right. I'm going to make this about me now.
Go ahead, babe.
So yes, the things that I have those tools and I have that knowledge. I've implemented them every now and then in my life. Like it's not like I've never done it before. It's not like I've never worked out before. It's not like I've never eaten healthy before. It's not like I've never painted before. It's not like I've never done these other hobbies that I want to do. But where's the priority in my life to continue doing that? Right. I don't. That's the answer. I don't put priority on that.
But you have the same hours as Oprah Winfrey. You have the same hours as
I feel like my priorities have
Joe
changed.
Rogan. You have the same hours as...
Because I hear you on the painting, pero como que ahorita that's not what I need to prioritize. Do you know what I mean? Like I love to make art, but I haven't done it in a while because I don't think it's a priority in my life at the moment.
So how long of not doing something do you have to be until you're not called an artist anymore? Like if you're an artist and you do art, but how long of not doing something does it have to pass for you to not be considered an artist anymore?
Well, I don't think that really qualifies because if you have the skill, you just gotta have the will.
Right, but like
because like you're not gonna call an 80, like you go to an 80-year-old's house and you see he has all these paintings. You're like, wow, who made these? And he's like, I did when I was in my 20s. And you're like, wow, you're such a great artist. Do you have any current ones? He's like, no, I stopped when I was 20. You're not gonna say, oh, he's not an artist.
Well, that's true. He's not an artist anymore.
He is an artist because he made those paintings. You cannot discredit any of that.
You got me on that one.
Can't.
But like, then he's an ex-artist then.
He's an artist.
Because am I a soccer player right now in current day? No. I used to play soccer. I used to score a lot of goals.
Alejandro, do you want to play back where you made that top corner goal como si nada in VCon? And everybody screamed. Show them the video.
Okay, here's the video. We went to VCon.
This is from a guy who's not a football player, a soccer player.
Okay,
según él.
Right.
Okay, like you have to give credit where it's due, period.
So what you're saying is that you retain those abilities in a way.
Yes, you have to learn that skill. Nobody's going to hand it to you. If you want to be an artist, you have to go after that. You have to learn the skill. If you want to be a soccer player, you have to learn that skill, and nobody's going to hand it to you. So nobody can take it away either. I see this simply, like, just because you don't play it anymore, I'm sure that you can go ahead and kick a ball and you're going to remember. You're still going to have that love. Like my dad, like, he doesn't play basketball anymore, but he's a basketball player. He got those calves still. Right. He's better than you still. Exactly. So I don't know where I'm going with this. We're so far away from the dicho at this point.
But this is good because as we are reflecting on our...
as
we're putting the mirrors to ourselves, our audience as well is going, okay,
I hope you hear this too. Yeah.
Well, what about me? What about my needs? What am I neglecting? And I hope that this is an opportunity for y'all to also be looking within and seeing son herreros, pero tienen cuchillos de madera.
Yeah.
It's like, well, haztelos de metal. And you have the ability. Eres un herrero.
If you have the skill.
What are those things? It's like, I used to work out. And now I don't, and I'm chubby, and I don't know why that's funny.
Why is that funny?
I don't know, because I'm chubby too.
Alejandrito, it's okay.
And but so you have the ability.
You know how to work out.
You've done it before, you've gotten a little bit of chubby, and then you lose it back down, and then you're all proud, and you're like, I'm gonna stay like this forever, and then like amnesia happens, and you're back, and you wake up like me right now, and you're like, what happened?
But that doesn't mean you're not able to do it again.
Exactly. So that's the realizing,
and that's where you have to say that you have to attend to your needs. Honestly, look in the mirror or reflect on yourself, and what is it that you're not attending to? Is it your health? Is it your diet? Is it your sleep schedule? Is it your relationship? Is it a hobby? Like for me personally, if I have to see, like, look in the mirror and what is it that I've been wanting to do that I don't do? What are your needs? You're capable of it, but you're not doing it. I agree with all the things that you're saying. I mean, it's no surprise that we have kind of like that same goals and same problems, because like we're married. We obviously we have a lot of things in common. Yeah. Our interests are really pretty much almost the same. I don't know if that's healthy. I don't know. I'm just saying that I also enjoy my fair share of reading and writing and drawing and painting and working out and not waking up early though. That's all you.
No, totally noted.
Yeah, that's the only thing I don't like. No, but like just to put in my own perspective or my own input, because you have already said what you would need to work on, and I would say that I'm in the same boat. But I just wanted to add to my own, like, Alondra.
Your own struggle. My
own struggle when it comes to just like working out. Why don't I work out? I love to work out. In fact, I've been doing it since I remember I was in 7th grade when I started to go to LA Fitness with my parents. And I remember that was like the first time I graduated from the kids club. Yeah.
Whoa, really? In LA they did that?
No, hold on.
Oh, no, okay.
This is just metaphorically speaking. As in, there were only like a few, 3-4 times that I was in the kids club with my cousins. And I was just like twiddling my fingers, just like, what am I supposed to do here? I'm not going to play with these 3-year-olds, you know? But eventually I turned 12 in 7th grade. So I turned 12 and I was able to go be with my mom on like the treadmill and stuff next to her, because after you're 12 you're allowed to be in the por allí, but with a parent. So point is that I've had that in my life since I was young, just, you know, working out, that mindset of like being healthy, my parents kind of instilling that eating healthy lifestyle, my sister doing all of these, like, she was an athlete, she was, you know, very influential in my life when it came to just, you know, being healthy and all that stuff. So obviously naturally I also was the type to be, I would go to the gym, I would do all these, I wasn't an athlete, but I was doing that stuff.
You were doing fitness though.
Yeah, I was into fitness, I was into being active. And so I did that all the way through college, and I don't know, I just kind of stopped. I think after I graduated, that's where it kind of, my habits just slowed down. So now picking it back up, I still love it, but it's just hard. Obviously, I'm like 10 years older, but man, I agree with you. Like I want to do it, but why don't I do it? Like, what's holding me back from going back into the gym and putting in the work again? If it's something that I really enjoy and something that I really value, why am I not doing it? What am I doing instead? You know? So I feel like that's something that I've been avoiding, trying to realize like, yeah, I've been being lazy. Like, yeah, I haven't been eating as healthy as I want to be. And I feel like a lot of people relate to that. I don't know. I know it's not just me.
I think so. Yes.
I feel like that's like a struggle for everybody trying to be fit in today's society. I mean, you're like shoved in your face Netflix and social media, and here's easy hamburger helper, and here's some pizza, here's some takeout, here's some, what is it called? Uber Eats. Here you go. You don't even have to get up. Everything's right here for you.
Right.
Take the easy way out and neglect yourself, essentially. Neglect your needs and just fall into the trap of malnutrition. And it's been a struggle for me. I'm just like, dude, like, I don't want to go down that path, even though I feel it.
Right, yeah.
So
Do you feel like you're in those beginning stages of like, if you don't check it,
I'm gonna wreck it. Yes.
Check yourself before you wreck yourself, Alo?
It's a little struggle.
Ya me dio un poquito, unas cuantas wrecks.
But I do feel like as a woman, I have been prioritizing my woman's health within the recent years. And I feel like not everybody prioritizes or knows their own body as a woman. And it's very unfortunate because then if you don't know how to read your body, you don't know how to take care of it. Okay. Because I always say this, like, your body is a book. If you learn how to read it, you know what it needs. Like, if you simple, like, oh, I have a headache, might need some water, you might probably dehydrate. Like, it's just these little things that your body will tell you everything you need. So just start to read it. And I feel like me as a woman, I've been trying to get more in tune with my woman's health. I have a green check mark on that one. Okay. So far, that's just how I feel, honestly. And I feel like I couldn't really say too much because, like I said earlier, I do agree with almost all the things that you feel like you need to work on, because I'm in the same boat, because we're in a relationship, we're married, and your struggles are also my struggles, so we're in this together.
Yeah. Well said, Alondra. Jordan Peterson also has a talk where he got interviewed, and they asked him a very unique question about how do you figure out what you need to be doing or working on, or like advice for like young people, the way that he expressed it. So here's something that you can do. You can pick a night or a morning and sit by your bed and ask yourself, like really ask yourself, what's one thing that I know I'm doing wrong that I can fix and would fix? So you need to identify that one thing. Once you find out, you need to apply it, because with the dicho, it's like El Herrero, if he identifies, what am I doing? What's something I'm doing wrong? Oh, I'm not making knives for myself. Right? Yeah. I really need to make knife for myself.
It's a need.
And it's not going to be something you want to hear or you want to be. And like, if you hear it, you're like, oh, it's that one thing I've been avoiding all this time. And maybe for him, it's like the Herrero is, I haven't been doing the knife. But so you did say, wake up early.
Working out.
Are they hard?
Yes, sir.
Super hard for you?
Waking up early is the worst for me. I hate it.
You hate it there?
I'm not even there.
We dived deep into the dicho and we uncovered a little bit of what it was to
be an herrero.
Yeah.
En una casa con un cuchillo de palo.
¿Verdad? And someone from the outside, when they see this herrero, how do they know that the person does not have
his stuff?
Cuchillo de...
Well, you don't know. That's the thing. You expect a person with that craft to have at least that.
Right. So does that mean that this dicho applies to everybody in a form or a way?
Yes. Everybody.
And that it's why it's a dicho that holds so many.
It can be used in very many examples.
Many examples, right? Because it's not only trade. It was form.
In that example, back in the day.
Right. Like el herrero con cuchillos de madera was a simple way of just saying that, look at this person, he presents himself to be this way in person. But
by himself, this is who he is. Or where it matters, this is how he is.
Right. Where it matters?
Where it matters. Where it matters is himself personally. If he's the one with the craft,
he should use it for his
own
benefit.
That's where it matters. Like, he's not seeing his issue right in front of him. I feel like this is a hardcore one.
It's a very self-reflecting one.
It is. Because hay otros que estaban más jijiji, jajaja.
Yeah.
Más lighthearted, más like, oh yeah, you can do this, you can talk about that. But this one is kind of really sitting heavy.
I know, it's hitting right there. Like
Okay, you guys are really watching in real time how we're just realizing how much work we really need to make.
I know.
That's why I feel like I haven't really been joking around in this podcast.
This is one of those serious
This is one of those hard
podcasts because it's touching real stuff right now.
This is his
real interpersonal stuff, inner work.
Things that I don't even want to admit. It's hard for me to admit, even though we've already talked about it. He's mentioned it. I have the same issues.
Yeah, and I bet that it's a very reoccurring thing with y'all as well. Y'all have those things that throughout your life, you can pinpoint them. You can count them in one hand.
I know you know it. You know?
Yeah, Joe Rogan used to say, it's you know what you need to be working on.
Nobody needs to tell you.
It's we all know. Nobody...
all know.
Right. And you know what those are. Same with Jordan Peterson. He's what's the one thing you know you're doing wrong that you would change, that you know you could change. For all of us, that's why it's heavy.
It's hard.
For us, for me, it was kind of I was just, I'm just talking about all this stuff in the podcast.
I'm over here getting strained in my neck because I'm getting stressed. I'm for real. I'm just
us at the beginning of the podcast, we're all oh yeah, look, it has so many, it has so much knowledge, and we're offering value to y'all too, and then we apply, and now it's kind of oh gosh,
damn, I gotta go
work on myself.
I really do.
I'm a failure.
No, this is not what we want every podcast to be like. I'm sorry, guys. We're just having our own little pity party at this point. Let's uplift the energy.
We're having our own reality check.
Yes,
and we all need those reality checks. This is one of those dichos that is a reality check for you to understand. It's
this one really hit me, dude.
Whoa.
This one really did. I'm gonna go cry right now, off camera, to my pillow.
So let's lighten up the topic now, guys.
Yeah. Anyway, so
what did we eat today, Alo?
We ate Subway.
Yeah, I went to Subway after many years of not going.
Yeah, I was like, you gotta heal your traumas. Come on, let's go eat some. Yeah, we have a picture. I'll post it.
Oh, here. Also, guys, it's our 8-month anniversary. Yay!
Yes.
Look at us.
Aww,
wow.
8 months and you still love me.
Yeah, and it's growing stronger than ever.
I agree.
Like I said in many other episodes, Alo, I found the one.
Really?
You are the one. And I really do feel like I found someone I can be myself and share this experience with.
Likewise, me too.
Yeah,
I mean, you already know.
Like we said, we're in episode number 10, and it's a milestone.
Yeah, 8 months.
250 downloads.
200 followers on TikTok.
Right.
30 subscribers.
31. 31 subscribers.
On YouTube. You guys, we are slowly just adding to our community.
We're 2 months in. Almost 2 months in on July 5th.
Next week.
So we're doing pretty good. We're heading down there, and we're going to continue. So yeah, Alondrita.
It hurts really bad. Okay, so by the time you see this podcast, it will be 4th of July week. So we want to wish you guys a happy and safe 4th of July. That is it for today's podcast. Anything you want to say, Alejandro? No? Okay.
So yeah, guys, we have really dig deep into the dicho in Casa De Herrero, Cuchillo De Palo. And we've shared a little bit of our perspective, a little bit detail of what it means.
Self-reflected. I feel like that was the majority of this podcast. I don't think we could have really given much advice in this one. I don't know if you guys noticed, because we were honestly realizing a lot of things in our own personal lives.
We are in the trenches with y'all on this dicho, guys.
Hopefully you guys found some of this stuff useful for yourself so you can apply it into your personal life, because we know that we are already.
Yeah, and maybe from our perspective, we thought that it was a very heavy episode, but for y'all, we're like, oh my god, this is probably the best episode that we've seen so far, because I can really see the value. And for us, it could be the episode that's oh, that episode really helped a lot of people, because it also made us realize for ourselves, and it's something very common with everybody.
Yeah, so hopefully we didn't get you guys too off guard with our own problems. Yeah,
I know. Last episode was actually more hee hee ha ha, more If you've seen it, you know what I mean.
You
Maybe a little jump scared or whatever.
I know, right? Yeah, so either way, thank you guys so much for listening and for seeing this side of us, because this was more of a little vulnerable version of who we are. Just realizing nuestras verdades aquí.
We got a little bit real. Too real for comfort, in fact. That was the episode for this week, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed it.
We appreciate you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week on KEDICHO.
This was Alejandro Lubiano.
And this is Alondra Lubiano.
And you just watched an episode of
KEDICHO.
KEDICHO. Bye, guys. See ya on the next episode. And thank you for being here. Goodbye. Yeah.
Oh, no, you didn't.
I had already pressed record on that one, so.
Someone hurt my lip. Oh, I really did pop my lip. I'm bleeding.
Oh, yes, you are. Yes, you are.